Alright, before I go into this review, let me make this response. Yes, I saw the Nostalgia Critics review of Thomas and the Magic Railroad. I thought it was hilarious. Although I wished he did a little more research of the show it was based on, but regardless, he addressed most of the things wrong with the movie. Mostly as a casual observer. There. That's my thoughts on his review, so please shut up about it! And I'm sure that's the only thing you'll comment about on this video instead of my review of the next episode, which is, Whiff's Wish. Time for notes again. Okay. Okay, Whiff's Wish. I would have to say, the beginning of the episode, it started out pretty well. You know, with it explaining all the jobs that all the engines have, like each specifically, you know, Percy with the mail, Gordon with the express, Henry with the flying kipper. That took me by surprise. Yeah, it was nice to see the mention of the flying kipper again, so, and, some of the beginning camera angles were brilliant. So, I would have to say, Whiff's Wish definitely has the best intro, so far. But then, of course, all hope goes down the drain, and it goes back to the bad writing as soon as the mayor opens his mouth. It's almost like, see? We are listening to you! But we're still gonna torture you! So... yeah. So, if you couldn't tell already by the, oh-so-difficult title, this episode is about Whiff, which is, it's nice to see another episode with him again, but, I'm sorry, I know I complained about this before, his UK voice, it just doesn't match. Yeah, a garbage engine, he's... I would imagine him sounding like this, and... so... I'm sorry, I gotta get off that. Yeah, Whiff. Really? Come on. Now you force me to do this. Who's a with a whiffy whiff? Who's a with a whiffy whiff? You is a whiffy whiff! Okay, if I ever do that again, please don't hesitate to staple my lips shut. Oh, God, that felt so wrong. Ugh. So, and Spencer, he's just about as hammy as you think he is, and he puts Whiff down, and then Whiff gets an idea. I must be just like Spencer in every way possible, and pretty much ignore my other jobs. And it's as predictable as you think it is. And, so he's out to, collect the rubbish trucks. Why are they always left out in the open? The rubbish trucks? They're just left on the tracks just like that? Are you just asking for an accident? Granted, everyone pretty much gets off on those, but still. And... you know, it's your pretty basic, I just want to be like Silver McHammy engine, so I'm just going to focus on that and nothing more. It's the same plot we've seen a dozen times before. Could you at least give us something new to work off of? Granted, whatever thing you toss in there is going to be shit, but still try. Try to be different, damn it. And then, yeah, Percy, you could have just moved that truck all by yourself instead of having to wait for Whiff to take it. I mean, that's like, that's like a 40-year-old man waiting for his 75-year-old mother to butter his toast or something. I mean, oh no, a rubbish truck is in my way! Well, I'm not Whiff the garbage engine, so I'm just gonna you know, not move it all by myself and wait for him to do it. Duh. But then, of course, like, another expectation, it's like, oh, cool, he bumped into the rubbish truck. Is there gonna be another runaway or something? God damn it, no. And, I know a lot of people are complaining about this. Percy was way too bouncy when he bumped into it. In fact, pretty much every single engine is bouncy. What the hell? Now, I think I do realize that, certain real-life locomotives do that, which I can understand, but where does that apply here? And, yeah, Percy never being late with the mail. Really? I mean, Angelus is like, Percy was never late with the mail. Bullshit! In fact, I'm convinced, the CGI series, it's just a manifestation all on its own, and, doesn't have any connections with, the previous seasons, or anything of that sort, except the intro. The intro connected to Season 1. Everything else, it's on its own. Do they just not care anymore? And then, Whiff realizes, I'm fine just the way I am. Why didn't I realize that sooner? And being... How do I say this? You know, Whiff, there's a difference between being grand and being useful. Useful! I mean... If you watch the episode for yourself, you'll know what I mean. And then at the end, what the fuck were those double doors doing on that coach? I mean, it's like Sir Topham Hatt and the Mayor were given, like, a cue line, and it's almost like coming out of a cuckoo clock or something. Just, why? It's like, alright, Gordon, I want you to stop here so I can give a big hammy speech at the end. And... this episode doesn't really leave me with much to work with. It's the same formula, and it's basically Dream On again, just with Whiff. And I know, I'm sorry, I gotta say this again, Whiff's UK voice is terrible. Like, I'm convinced they are literally recycling already existing stories, just with different characters. And whoever is the main focus of each episode is the stupid one, while pretty much everybody else, all the side characters, actually have a brain cell. But, hey, at least Thomas didn't speak in this one. It's another one where he just does a cameo. But, Whiff's Wish, it's still pretty bad. In fact, I saw some people make comments about, how all the engines are smart only when they're not the main character. I mean, it's like the story writer gonna be like, okay, who should get a lobotomy this time? You, and then you in the next episode, and then we'll keep reusing you for the next 6 episodes, because he's the most marketable. So with Swish, it's not absolutely terrible, but it could have been a whole lot better. It's still pretty bad. But I will say, the opening exposition, or whatever, especially with the mention of the Flying Kipper and all the opening, brilliant. But they just couldn't keep it going, and yeah, overall, this episode was just boring. Just a complete bore. So, a 2 out of 5 for Whiff's Wish. It gave me nothing to work with, which you can see why this review is shorter than my other ones. So, with that said, Whiff's Wish is boring! Just that I can't think of a clever way to close out, so I'll see you next time. Bye.